Protein is making a lot of noises these days. Let us examine what are the reasons why protein is making these kind of noises and how much noise we should really care about. So in this video, we are going to see 6 specific points. 1. Why protein is making this kind of noises. 2. Is this noise reliable and credible? 3. Why protein is required, if at all they require. 4. Who all will need to consume protein. 5. Issues of protein deficiency. And 6. Is it really required to consume protein supplements or protein powder? Straight away, let us go to the first point. Why we are hearing a lot of noise on protein. First reason, according to me, is cost of wellness is much cheaper compared to the cost of illness. The hospitalization costs are skyrocketing and people are really worried about it. Because of this, everybody is focusing a lot on wellness. It could be badminton court, it could be gym, it could be turf. Activities are booming and they are catching a lot of it. Second point is medical knowledge, which is one time considered as the monopoly of physicians or medical professionals, is now available to everybody on their fingertip. Very reliable, credible information. That is why a lot of people are actually reading them, understanding them and sharing. Third point is people are living much beyond their 70s and they want to live happily in perfect health and fitness. They want to live without depending on anybody. All of this has brought in a lot of focus to the nutrients, especially protein. This is the reason it is creating a lot of noise. Now let us go to the second point. How much noise is reliable? You don't know really how much is reliable. It's very difficult to judge what is available on the internet. But whatever we are going to talk today are from 5 major sources. One is Mayo Clinic. This is a private organization, but they are non-profit organizations, so they don't have any other hidden agenda or interest. So I assume they are very reliable. Second is National Library of Medicine. This is actually part of government of USA. Since it is a government initiative, also believe this is reliable. Third is ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research. This is also sponsored by government, the Indian government. This also we consider as very reliable. Fourth is Harvard Medical Publishing, which is part of Harvard Medical School. Harvard is very famous as a university. Although it's private, government has given a tax-free exemption to this organization. This is also very reliable. And last but not least is the WebMD. This is a pure private organization. But when I search for the investors, most of the investors, or all of them, are not pharmaceutical companies or nutraceutical companies. Generally, WebMD is also considered as a very reliable source of information. We will share the links to this information also, so that in case you want to verify the credibility, that can be done. But more than that, you want to learn more than what we are speaking in this session. So you can go and read and understand more and then share it in this group or whichever group you feel comfortable. Now let us go to point number 4. Who all need to consume protein? Everybody need to consume protein. The amount of protein they need to consume will vary. The children in the age group of 1 to 18. So these people need to consume 1.05 gram per kilogram of body weight to 0.85 gram per kilogram of body weight. The younger ones will need more protein, and as they grow older, slightly lesser protein will be required. Now 19 to 40, this is we generally now call as a youth, they need 0.8 grams per kilogram of their body weight. Pregnant women, in the first trimester, they will need same 0.8 gram per kilogram of body weight, but second and third trimester, they will require 1.1 gram per kilogram of body weight. People above 40 who are moving towards their old age will require anywhere from 1 gram to 1.2 gram per kilogram of their body. People who are suffering from injuries or living life after surgeries, they might require much more protein. They may require anywhere from 1.2 grams to 2 grams per kilogram of body. And finally, the athletes and bodybuilders, they will require anywhere from 1 gram to 1.6 gram. So people keep on taking more than 1.6 gram also, but what ICMR says is 1.6 gram is good enough for most of our needs for athletes and bodybuilders. Anything beyond 1.6 gram may not add that kind of an extra benefit to our body. Only people who are going for bodybuilding competition or competing in some like Olympics competition, they only need to take anything more than 1.6. For all normal people like us, maximum even for athletes and bodybuilders can be limited to 1.6 is what ICMR says. On this, what we have understood is that typically minimum of 0.8 gram of protein per kilogram of body weight is required for everyone. Let us see how to get this much of protein. That's 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. So let us consider a 70 kg male how much protein you will require? 70 into 0.8 grams, so 56 grams of protein will be required. If you are taking 9 eggs per day, that will be sufficient to give 56 grams of protein. If you are taking chicken or any other meat or fish, to around 250 grams of chicken or fish would suffice to give this 56 grams of protein. For the vegetarians, you will again require around 250 grams of tofu or 250 grams of paneer or 250 grams of lentils, which is a bit difficult. Even if you are taking all the 3 meals, sometimes will be very boring. But if you cannot use any of these methods in the varying way. One day you take egg, another day you take meat, another day you fish, another day you take lentil. If you can take it through food itself, nothing like that. But if you cannot, then you may have to depend on the protein supplement. Now let us see why protein is required. Protein is very key in transporting oxygen, which is hemoglobin itself is a protein, and which is very vital for the metabolism of every person. It boosts immunity because the antibodies are created from proteins, and they kill the antigens or harmful organisms which enter the body to create any kind of illness. Third, for the cell rebuilding as well as cell repair, protein is very, very vital. Let us see what will happen if you do not take enough protein or if you have protein deficiency. So muscle wasting or weakness can be one visible symptom, which is very prominent in people who are 40 plus. Second could be hair loss or hair thinning. Another thing could be brittle nails, become brittle and then break away. Of course, an important thing is frequent infections, especially because our immunity is getting suffered because of the lack of protein. And finally, anxiety, irritability, and mood changes. At least some of them seems familiar. Then it is very important that you check your protein intake and if any corrections need to be done. Is it necessary to take protein supplements? The answer is no. There is no need to take protein supplements provided your diet is good enough that it contains enough protein which is required for your body. People take protein supplements for 2 reasons. One is that it is impossible to get that kind of a protein from their meals, and second is for convenience. People who are healthy and they are in the 19 to 40 age group, they will not have much problem. They can reach most of their protein need from their regular diet itself. But who are above 40 or they are into intense activities or who are below 19, they might require much more than 0.8 grams. So typically a 70 kg male, if he requires something like 1.5 grams of protein, that means he will have to take somewhere around 110 grams of protein per day, which is very difficult to get it from the diet. Difficult, it's not impossible, can have, but it will be a little boring to eat so much of protein because we are so habituated eating a lot of carbohydrates. So in such places, you can consider taking some protein supplements. When you are going for protein supplements, the first thing which comes to your mind is whey protein, which is an animal protein. But if you are not very comfortable with animal protein, you wanted to have plant proteins are available, vegan proteins are available. Also, whey protein creates a kind of bloating feeling for many of the people. Those people also can opt for this plant protein. Plant protein also gives you all the essential amino acids. Now, when selecting the protein, please pay attention that what are things it contains. Don't go for the taste and sweetness and all. It's okay to go for taste and sweetness, but check that if they are containing things which are useful for your body or it is not harmful for your body. Pay attention to things like maltodextrin, sucralose, sugar. These things are not good for your body, and then select something which doesn't contain these kind of harmful chemicals. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments or suggestions, please don't forget to post them below. And if you have any questions or any other video you want to take, please feel free to mention that also. So with that, I will see you in the next video. Thank you.